Another thing that we want to talk about in this video, in this training, I want to tell you how to use some effects in Corel. We are not going to talk about all of them. You see, one thing about graphics is that once your eyes have been opened to the starting point of it, then you need to continue learning more of the tools, because there are many. The tools are many than what you expected. So I'm not going to talk about all of them, but I'm going to talk about some of them that you need. Now, one of the tools that I want to talk about is what we call Power Clip. We are going to talk about Power Clip. So when we talk about Power Clip, what is Power Clip and what is the work of Power Clip? So I will explain to you the work of Power Clip. Now, you see, Power Clip, we use it to insert image or object into box or into circle or into another object. Let me use it like that. When we talk about Power Clip, then that is we want to insert image into object. When you are designing, most especially you discover that your signboard, all the image also include, you place it inside box while you place something inside circle. Place something inside circle. How do you do that? These are the work of Power Clip. Power Clip that will help all of those things. So how do you Power Clip? Let me go and bring you and do I want to see so that I can get that value. Now, this is that we are looking at. I've already explained how you can how you can now, this image that you are looking at, I want that image like, let me double. How to double? Just copy. Don't use that copy like this, if you want to double image, click on that image and press on it. Now, I want to insert this image inside this circle or inside this box. So it's the work of Power Clip. Like so how do you do that? You click on the image, then you come here to effect, come to the title bar, come to the menu bar rather, and click on effect, come to Power Clip and click on place inside container. Then it give you this arrow. Then take that arrow to the top of where you want, to the top of the container you want that image to go, and click on use your left click down. So it will take the image inside. Now right click on that container. Let me show you one thing. When I right click on this particular container, this circle, discover that I have extract content, edit content. When I right click on this box, I only have convert to all. The reason why I have extract content and edit content is because I have insert image inside this box. Don't worry that you are not seeing it. When you adjust it, you are going to see it. So the reason why I'm not seeing it on this box is because I have not insert image. So let me insert image inside this box now and see. Let's click on the image, click on effect, click on power click, place inside container like we did the other time. And let's now click on right click, just use that, click on that box. You can see we now have edit content or extract content. Now you will right click and click on edit content. When you click on edit content, zoom out, you will see this is the image you upload, this image you place rather. Then bring the image back to this shape, to the shape of that box or to the shape of that circle. Let the image be in that shape and adjust the image you want, the way you want it to be. You need to adjust it. The more you adjust it, the less the image you will see. Now I have adjusted the image. Now what are the things that I'm going to see when I finish editing content? The only place that is inside the box, those are the things I'm going to see. The only place that is inside this box, those are the things that I'm going to see when I finish my editing. Now if you have finished adjusting it, click on finish editing object here, or you can right click and click on finish editing this level. They are the same thing. Can you see it now? So we have placed our image inside container. The one we place inside circle also, right click, edit content. You can see it here. Bring it back, just drag it back to the center. Whatever you want to show, drag that thing back to the center here and adjust it the way you like. So it is not compulsory that every time you have to increase, depending on whatever you want to show. Then click on finish edit content. So this is how to place image inside container. That's how to do that. So if you are doing design and you want to place your image inside your container, this is how you are going to do it. Now another thing that I want to explain is how to round text. How to round text to circle. You want text to round the circle. How do you do that? So the first thing is to type your text. Now this is a class, so that's why I'm doing all of these things as with you. Okay, now as you have typed it, your text, make sure you give it the normal size you want it to be. Give it the normal size and come to this place. This is where you change font. Any font you want to use for your text. When you click on that text, under the property bar you see font. Then click on the font and change it to the font you like. If you want more font on your system, then you have to download font. You have to install font before you can get as many fonts that you want on your system. Are you getting it now? So when you have adjusted everything, make sure you do all the adjustments before you start the effect on that text. Because if you don't adjust the text, if you don't change the font of the text and you just round it to that circle, by the time you are doing all of those adjustments, it will affect your work. So now that we have adjusted everything that I need to adjust, then draw your circle. Draw the circle. It's not compulsory you give it the same color with the text. Once you draw the circle, click on, okay, let me go and draw now so that you will not say that maybe you have drawn your own circle before. Let me go and draw it now. Once you draw your circle, click on that text and come to where you see text under menu bar. Come to text and click on fit text to path. When you click on fit text to path, now bring it down to the circle. Bring it down to the circle. You can see that when I bring it to the box, it will adjust that text to round that box. You can see it now. But now, because it is the circle that I want to use it for, bring it back to the circle and make sure that that link, you will see one particular red icon at the circle. Make sure that that red circle come to the that red line rather, make sure that it comes to the circle and use it to adjust your text the way you want it to be. You can see you can drag it to the down. You can drag it to the down like this. If that is what you want, you can move it back to the top if that is what you want to achieve. After you have done that, then use your left click to click down. So this is how to round text to circle. When you finish rounding it like that, then you need to click out. Just click out on any white place and come back and click on that box, on that circle with the text. Then it will change the property bar to this for you. You will see now that we have property bar like this. So once it change the property for you, you can decide to mirror the text, mirror text vertically like this if you like it, and if you don't like it, you can decide to come here and change the way the text come out. Can you see it now? Depending on your choice. And if you don't like it like that also, good to go. Now after you have done all those things, come back to arrange. When you come to arrange, click on break text apart. The reason why you need to click on break text apart is that, let me show you. Let me copy this. Let me copy this. Let me copy it. Now the reason why you need to break text apart is that, let's come to layout, come to arrange, break text apart. The reason why I need to break text apart is that if I should break the text apart, my text will stand alone, while the box also will stand alone. But if I don't break it apart, my text and my box, both of them will be together. So any adjustment that I'm doing to that text will apply to that box. Any adjustment that I'm doing to that box will apply to that text. Whereas I want my text to be alone and I want my box also to be alone. That's why you need to break it apart. So that is how to add text to, that's how to do that. But should in case the text you want to add, should in case you want it to come down like this, let me do something. Let me straight this thing again. Or should in case you want to straight the text, you don't need the text again. You don't need it to round like this, and you want to straight it, just come back to text, click on straighten text. The text will straight. Now, should in case you want it to come down, don't want it to be at the top like that, come to fit text to part, round it the way I do it the other time, the way you achieve it the other time. Do it like that. You can see it. Place it down and come here and click on mirror. Click on this mirror aspect and make sure that you mirror the two. When you mirror the two, then your text will be placed downward the way it's supposed to be. Then once the text is placed downward, click on it again and click on arrange, break text apart. Once you break it apart, then you have achieved whatever you want to achieve. So I think these are the things that you need. These are the tools that you need to know in order to achieve some things. And those are the common tools, rather. Those ones, they are very common. Now, another thing that I want to tell you is how to, let me come here, type, how to change font. I've already explained that, but let me just portrait on some of them. How to increase size, of our text. There are two ways you can increase size of your text. The first way in Corel, when you are in Microsoft Word, if you want to increase size, you need to go and press size. If you want to change font, you need to click on font. That same way you can do it here. Click on it, that text, come to this size and change it. But another way that is also one of the best way when it comes to design is that you increase it yourself. So how do you do that? You click on that text. Look at all these small box that you see. You drag it from any of those angles that you like, so that the text can be that bold enough for you. So these are the things that you need. With all of these things that I've been explaining before, I think we are good to go. You are good to go in designing your work. You are good to go. So use all of those things and start practicing whatever you need to practice. Then before we now come and talk about how to do your own, before we do a practical together, then start designing it.